Hello again, you guys. Really looking forward to today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Augustus, and I help people learn about social skills and barriers to help them become their true self in life. And today you can see that I got this nice background behind me. It's flattened cardboard boxes because I really like to, you know, keep boxes, and then in case I need to move, I get to use them again. You never know. But today I want to really talk about the difference between good emotions, bad emotions, and no emotions. This is something that I really feel like it's a pretty critical topic because if we don't really understand our emotions and what they mean, we'll start to really be, I guess in a word, being dictated by our emotions, being driven by our emotions. I know there is sometimes this negative connotation that around when you call someone very emotional, as in like very irrational and making bad decisions. And there's a reason for it because when we act purely on our emotions, we are never really in control per se. But here I want to really talk about the aspects of emotions and the difference between these ones. So the outline today will basically be the first point will be talking about good and bad emotions. Second will be no emotions. And the third one I want to talk about is having no emotions actually better than with emotions. Okay, so let's talk about this. So the first one I want to talk about good and bad emotions. To be honest, this is kind of an odd thing to say something's good or bad because when I see emotions, it's really just emotions. Like we generally call good emotions like uh, feeling happy, feeling excited, like this tastes amazing. These are good emotions. And when we want these emotions, I mean, it's natural to want good emotions. We want to feel this way again. So we naturally move towards it. We want that experience again and again. For our negative emotions, which is very much your fear, your anxiety, sorry, these are kind of like things that our bodies are experiencing and they tighten up and they tell us that there is danger. On a very primal level, I think it's understandable. It's bad emotions, they're there to basically send us a message. And as people, we want to gravitate away from it. We're naturally repelled by these emotions. We move away from things that make us feel bad. I mean, that makes sense, right? When you when there's fire, you touch it, there's pain, you're like, oh shoot, all right, you pull your hand back. That's the same concept for negative emotions. And these emotions are really here that are built into our bodies, that are what makes us human, and really help us in terms of, I guess, our survival and interaction with other people. So this comes to the perspective of how do you view good and bad emotions? And this is where I kind of want to give my little 2 cents here that emotions aren't really meant to be judged. I really feel like they are a sense of signals for the body to you, telling you that you might potentially be in danger. These are kind of like little networks, little intels that your body is sending to you for you to finally make that judgment of what do you do after you feel a certain way. Like, let's say if you're talking to someone and that person pisses you off, that intel of the body saying, okay, this person might be a potential danger, but then it's up to you to make that final call. So the intel is neutral, but you are the one that will actually make that decision to make that action. So for me, I really like to think that emotions, there are really no good or bad emotions per se, that emotions are just neutral. They're just there to help keep us safe, and they're just things that really built into our humanity. So that's good and bad emotions. Now let's talk about no emotions. No emotions I always been a very interesting topic for me, I feel, because it's kind of like cutting out part of our humanity. When we talk about no emotions, I can really think of different factors in terms of us kind of mentally, consciously, or subconsciously cutting out emotions or displaying emotions because of a certain reason. And I'm gonna point out 3 common reasons. There's probably tons a lot more, but I'm just gonna share 3. One of the ones that I have seen more common is one is mixed emotions. And because people are feeling these difference of emotions constantly, a mix of contrasting emotions, and they don't want to feel this way anymore, so that they choose to not feel anything instead of feeling something. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you are going to your friend's wedding. You are still single. You're like, I don't even have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and my friend's getting married. I want to feel happy for my friend, but at the same time, I'm kind of envious. It sucks. So you can feel that contrast and emotion inside of you. That you want to feel good for your friend, but at the same time, you feel horrible. Like, I don't want to, like, give my blessings when my life sucks. That's a contrast of emotions. And for us, that is a horrible feeling that we don't really want to feel. So sometimes instead of feeling that emotion, we choose to feel nothing at all. And that is one of the cases for no emotions. Now, the second case of emotions is an essence of fear. So when you're really scared of something, you almost pull back everything instantly. It's kind of like you touch a fire and then it's really painful. You pull back and you're like, I never want to touch fire again. It's kind of like that. And then you might not stand anywhere within 10 feet of a fire, or it's like as a precaution. But sometimes when you leave that gap a little too big, that is your lack of display of emotion and protection of yourself. So when you have too much of a gap and you choose to show nothing at all, this is from the effects of fear. Like, I'm really scared. I don't want to show myself. I don't want to be vulnerable to anyone else around me. So therefore, I'm going to show nothing. And because I show nothing, I will never get hurt. And this is your other reason of feeling no emotions, because on the subconscious level, it's a defense mechanism that you just walled yourself up. Now, the last one I want to talk about, right here. Oh, right. It's giving up. When you are at the stage where you feel desperate, you feel just, I guess, lost, you feel like defeated. Like, let's say you tried really hard at something and you fail. You still constantly fail. And it feels like you will never get to the point that you want to get to. Like, it might be a competition, it might be you trying for relationships or friendships. Like, it can be all those things. But when you feel defeated, you feel like life is gone, you will not want to try anymore. And that is your desperation. And from that, you feel defeated, you don't want to wake up anymore, so you choose to feel nothing, or it feels like your life just has no meaning anymore, and naturally leads to a lack of emotions because you're just inherently unmotivated. Like, who the heck wants to wake up to a day where they had nothing to look forward to? Like, it's pretty awful, right? I mean, like, I wouldn't want to wake up to those kind of situations too. So these are some of the common causes for no emotions in your display. So when you can tell a difference between good emotions, bad emotions, and no emotions, there's actually patterns and recognitions and links between all these, because I really believe that you can never remove emotionally completely, unless like you got like a brain trauma or like a some kind of weird impact to your brain or something. But emotions will always be an underlying cause for why we do things, even if it feels like you have no emotions. And I'm just looking at this and it's like, I'm sorry this is running a little long, but here I want to talk about the last part is it good to be having no emotions? Emotions, when you're talking about having no emotions, I can't even say if it's like a preference thing. Like, if you like to feel no emotions, there's nothing I can do to stop you. But for me, I honestly feel like you'll be living like a tin man. Like, you wake up, you don't feel motivated. When you are trying to connect with other people, you don't feel that connection because you're not opening yourself up. When you're just seeing other people having fun, you don't feel that joy. And when you're sad, breaking down, there's times when you feel anxious and you feel a lot of anger from time to time, because like you're still suppressing emotions, so they still come out from time to time. And honestly, that feels like a pretty awful life. Like, you can't feel joy, you can't feel motivated, then why are you living? Like, so it's like you earn your paycheck, but then you spend it on things that doesn't even make you happy. You can't feel these emotions, and you're basically disrupting the human experience in terms of the way that we are designed, because emotions is deeply rooted in us. And I honestly have talked for a long time now. This is like going on like 12 minutes, but I just want to close it up. And if you have different thoughts, like, yeah, let me know. Like, I think this is a very important topic, and yeah, let me know down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, take care.